Good morning, dear students. How are all of you? Children, today we are going to talk about a short story named The Overcoat. The Overcoat is a short story written by a famous Russian writer, Nikolai Gogol. Nikolai Gogol wrote this short story in the year 1846. Overcoat, as I told you, was written in Russian language. Later, so many writers have translated the story into English language. We have the translated version done by Isabel P. Hapgood. The Overcoat is the story, the life and death of a very poor young man, Akaky Akakievich Bashmachkin, who was a copywriter. Now, look at the screen, all of you. I will introduce the author and the main characters of this story. Students, the author of the short story The Overcoat is Nikolai Gogol. Nikolai Gogol was a very famous Russian novelist, short story writer and playwright of Ukrainian origin. Gogol was one of the first to introduce various strange techniques of writing into Russian literature, like he has used the devices of surrealism and the grotesque in his work. Both Gogol and his short story The Overcoat have a very prominent place in Russian literature, which has inspired a lot of blooming writers of the age. Look at the screen. In this extract, children, this is just an extract taken from the original story. Okay, this is just a piece. In this extract, we have come across two characters. First one is Akaky Akakievich Bashmachkin, a copywriter, and the second one is a tailor, Petrovich. Look at the surname Bashmachkin. It refers to shoemaker. Here is the story of Akaky Akakievich Bashmachkin. Children, Akaky was a Russian government employee who hails from a very poor family, who is a low paid employee of his department. And you know his designation, what was he doing in his office? He used to copyright the government files and documents. Okay, he was a copywriter of his department. And no one knew when he had joined that department, and no one knew who had appointed him as a copywriter over here. Now Akaky has become a senior copywriter of that government department. Though he had been working in a government sector, he was getting very less amount of money as salary. Hence, Akaky Akakievich was leading a miserable life. Okay, he was a very poor person, he was an impoverished person. And this salary, government salary, was not at all enough for him to meet all the basic, even the basic needs of his life. So, since morning till evening, Akaky was working hard to earn money. And let me tell you one more thing. Akaky was a gentleman, a very decent person, a very mature person. Okay, and he has a lot of passion, he has a lot of dedication in his work. With a lot of dedication he does his work. Okay, he never keeps any work on pending. Before going to bed, he will finish off his work, his office work. These copywriters, they will sit on their chair and they will be copying down, they will be writing down the documents, the important documents of the department. It's not at all an interesting work, right? Writing down the whole day, but though it's a monotonous work, Akaky himself found an immense pleasure in doing that work as a copywriter. He never complained on his work. Okay, and Akaky had very less friends, and he didn't have any close friends also. He is completely immersed into his copywriting work. He is very dedicated to his work. But though he was such a hard-working person, his hard-working was not at all recognized or appreciated anywhere in his life. Okay, even his senior officials never praised him at all. Okay, instead they treated him in a very harsh way, in a very bitter way. As I told you, now Akaki is in the senior position. He is the senior staff of the department. Still, he was not at all getting any respect even from the freshers or the new joinees of the department. People around him treated in a very bad way. There is a reason why. Do you know the reason why people around him ill-treated him? Because of his overcoat. Akaki had an overcoat. It was not at all in a good condition. It was about torn. It was it was a tattered coat. Let me say, it's an old coat. So people around him, whenever he see him wearing this old coat, they will say, see, look at the way Akaki is going to office. This is the way to go to office. Why can't he purchase a new overcoat? Akaki never cared about his physical appearance. Main thing is Akaki was a poor person who was not at all able to afford good branded new clothes all the time. So whatever there was there in his wardrobe, he would wear and he would go to the office. He was not at all very much worried about his appearance and his dressing. Okay, main thing is he doesn't have money to spend for it. As I told you, children, Akaki was a government employee, a copywriter, a titular counselor. That is the designation given to him, titular counselor. He didn't have any special privilege or right over there. He has got a post, but without any power and authority and without earning much salary as well. You know how much he would get per month? He would get hardly 450 rubles per year. Per year he would get only approximately 450 rubles. This is a very meager amount of money. He was not at all able to meet all the expenses of his life with this less amount of money. That is the reason why, though Akaki wanted to get a new overcoat, he was not able to spend money for a new overcoat. This is the main reason for Akaki receiving all these bitter comments and sarcasm or ill treatment from others. I will tell an example, an instance. One day Akaki was writing, some documents he was copying down. Some of the junior employees, they gathered around him, around his table. They were having some small bits of paper. They just put it on his head and yelled out, snowflakes, look at that. See, look at Akaki's head, snowflakes are gathered there. This is the way even the junior officers or employees of the department used to treat him. Sometimes, when a person brings a new document for copywriting, he will not speak to him much. He will just throw it onto his face and say, okay, just to see Akaki, there is something to copyright, do it fast. People even try to realize the actual plight, the miserable life that Akaki is leading. Instead, they were very eager to criticize him. Instead of that, they were very eager to find fault in his dressing, his appearance and all. No one was eager to appreciate his hard work, his sincerity, his loyalty towards his work. One day, Akaki went to a tailor whose name is Petrovich. They were friends. And Akaki told Petrovich, Mr. Petrovich, see my overcoat, the condition of my overcoat. Can you repair it? Can you mend it? Petrovich inspected his overcoat and told him, Akaki, it's better to discard it because it's worn out. It's not at all in a good condition. Okay, it's just a wastage of money and time if I sit and repair it. There is no use of it at all. Just throw it away and get a new one. Akaki wondered, I am completely out of pocket to get a new overcoat. And a new overcoat it cost around 150 rubles. I am the person who is getting hardly 400 rubles per year, right? That means approximately 32 or 33 rubles per month. Then how many months money, salary I have to spend for a new overcoat? It's not at all possible for me. But you know, in Russia, they need an overcoat. Akaki was staying in Russia, in St. Petersburg. They need an overcoat to protect themselves from the biting cold, the freezing winter time of Russia. They need an overcoat. Akaki was wearing a very thin and worn out overcoat. So he is pondering over it. How can I get a new one? Yes, he has got a solution. He decided to curtail his daily expenditures, okay, to save some amount of money to get a new overcoat. See, he stopped drinking evening tea. And there was no electricity in his house, okay. He used to lit the candles to get light. He stopped burning candles after evening time, and if he had any writing work, he will bring it to his landlady who is living next to his room. He would sit there in that light. He would be finishing off his work. So, and you know, laundry, he used to give some clothes for laundry. And nowadays he had stopped that also, in order to reduce the laundry expenditures. And whenever he walked on the roadside, he would walk cautiously to protect the heels from being worn out. Okay, these are some simple ways he had started following to waive off some amount of money for his new overcoat. One fine morning, he counted his rubles. Yes, somehow Akaki was able to collect around 80 rubles. He moved to Petrovich's store. They went to the nearby textile shop, get some fine quality fabric for the overcoat. Petrovich took 2 full weeks to stitch Akaki's new overcoat. And he charged only 12 rubles for his work. And one morning, Petrovich brought his newly stitched overcoat to Akaki's house and helped him to wear his new overcoat. Akaki, with lot of excitement and happiness, wearing his new overcoat, he started off to his office. Children, as I told you, the story is incomplete. This is just a piece taken from the original short story, The Overcoat. Now, look at the mind map, all of you. Children, this is the story of Akaki Akakievich, a Russian copywriter, a low-paid government employee who was leading a very bitter life. See, although Akaki is dedicated to his job, he is little recognized in his department for his hard work. Even the younger clerks of the department used to tease him a lot and attempt to distract him whenever they could. And most of the time, his overcoat was the butt of their jokes. One day, Akaki decided to get a new overcoat, but actually he decided to have the overcoat repaired. So he approached his friend tailor Petrovich and requested him to mend the overcoat. Petrovich advised him not to mend the overcoat, it will not survive for longer. It will be just a wastage of money and time. It is better throw it away and get a new overcoat. But Akaki was not at all in a good position to get a new overcoat, because he was getting only hardly 450 rubles per year. But one good quality new overcoat cost more than 150 rubles. So he had to spend a lot of money, and it's a big question for him how to waive up such a big amount of money to get a new overcoat. See, anyhow, the cost of the overcoat is utterly beyond Akaki's meager salary. No need at all. Okay, so he started to live in within a strict budget to save sufficient money to get a new overcoat. Okay, by the time Akaki and Petrovich, they frequently met and to discuss the style of the new overcoat, etc. The fabric they had to use for the overcoat, etc. And one day, Akaki found out that he had saved enough money to buy a new overcoat. And both of them, Akaki and Petrovich, went to the one of the shops in St. Petersburg city and get the finest materials that they could afford. And Petrovich started stitching the overcoat for Akaki. He took 14 days, 2 weeks to finish the stitching work. Petrovich also, with a lot of efforts, he had put a lot of effort, okay, in stitching a very stylish, beautiful overcoat for Akaki. One fine morning, Petrovich brought the newly stitched overcoat to Akaki's house. That was the happiest moment in Akaki's life. And he set off to his office by wearing that newly stitched overcoat. Children, this is the summary of the extract being given in your Esther textbook. As I told you, this is just a small portion taken from the story. The original short story, The Overcoat, which is written in Russian language. Later on, which has been translated into English by various writers. The story Overcoat describes beautifully the life and tragic end of a Russian copywriter, Akaki Akakievich. Children, through this story, the writer Nikolai Gogol conveys a lesson to us, a moral value to us. We should not judge a person by seeing his appearance or by seeing the way he dresses up. Fine. Here, Akaki was the victim of that social cult or social belief. Instead of understanding him, instead of appreciating his good qualities, he was such a wonderful person. He was a gentle and kind person. He was a mature person, a practical one. He was a dedicated one. Instead of realizing or appreciating his good qualities, okay, people around him were very much eager to criticize his physical appearance, to criticize his worn out coat. No one was ready to understand his the plight, the sufferings that he was passing through, and no one was not at all ready to help him financially to get a new overcoat, which was very much essential to survive in the freezing Russia during the winter time. Okay, dear students, thank you for watching the video. All of you take care. God bless you.